Woohoo! Welcome to Inspired Leaders. It's working. Thank you guys so much for being here today. It is such an honor to get to spend this beautiful day with all of you. So we welcome you here and are just really grateful to be able to spend this time together. So we started Inspired Leaders almost 7 years ago, which is insane to think that it has been that long. And it all started right around the time when Andy and I started our business. And I was out in the community networking and meeting as many people as I could. And I was talking to people like Stacey Harris and Julie Peters and all these wonderful people who were willing to sit down with me and answer questions and just talk through me being absolutely terrified to leave teaching and start my own business. I was so scared and yet so convicted all at the same time, but I didn't know what to do with all of those emotions. But what ended up happening was learning a lot from people about their own transitions. Anybody else like on their second or third career in this room? Yeah, it's very common, but it also is terrifying. And so through that, we started Inspired Leaders, and at first it was really tactical, and we talked a lot about business-related things. But then it took on a life of its own, and we had speakers that came up month after month, and they were sharing their stories with us, just like they were with me when we were sitting across from each other at the table. However, they stood up here and started to share the things that they've been through, the rough times, those low times, and that has morphed into us now asking our speakers month after month to come up here and not just give you the rah-rah, not just talk to you about how successful they are and all the things that they've done in their lives, but to also, but share their shit. We all go through stuff. Life has ups and downs, and it's really hard sometimes just to show up. Sometimes just to get to the event or get to the meeting or get to whatever it is, it's really hard to just get yourself together and show up. You've got other things going on. Maybe you don't feel your best. Stuff is stressing you out or upsetting you or emotional, but you've got to go be there for yourself, your clients, your business, everything that you're doing. And so when you hear somebody sharing their story in front of a room full of strangers and talking about the rough things that they've been through and the hard times that they've had, you can call on that and know that you are not alone in however you feel that day. Oh, what did I do? Hello, sorry. You're not alone. That's the whole point. You're not alone in this. And that is why month after month we have these speakers come up here and we ask them to get real and raw with you so that you really know what people are going through and that you know that you've got somebody else and you've got an ally. And so when you're in this room, you know that you are in a safe space to share your life, to share the things that you're struggling with, and to ask for help. And so I hope that every month when you come here, you feel that love, you feel that inspiration, you feel that encouragement, and you leave here knowing that you've got other people that are going through what you are going through and other people here at your back. So thank you so much for being here with us today and just sharing in everything that we're doing here in this community. So if you can, silence your phones. If you need to take a phone call, please feel free to walk out. It is not a problem. We do understand. But if you can take this next hour and just be here for you and silence that would be awesome. So you can find us all over social media. You can watch Inspired Leaders live on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks to Nick for getting us set up with that. You can see all of our upcoming events. We're all over the place, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on our website, on Eventbrite. You can RSVP however you want. We're pretty chill around here. And you can also see past speakers. So they're on our YouTube channel. They're on our website. You can also see photos from the events on, again, all these same platforms. And then RSVP to upcoming events. But then also, if you yourself or somebody that you know might want to be a speaker, the application is on our website. And then if you're interested in sponsoring this event, the reason that this event is free and open to everybody is because of our amazing sponsors that pay for this beautiful space and do the videography and the photography and all the food. And so if you're interested in participating in something like that, you can get that on there too. So scan our QR code and see all the things that we have going on and stay connected with this community. So I mentioned that we've been doing this for almost 7 years. May is our 7-year anniversary. We're very excited. So May is a little bit different. The timing and all that kind of stuff is the same, but we do a big feature of all of our past speakers. So it's a huge celebration and an honoring of the people that have spoken in the past. So there will be a ton of them here that you can meet. So you can catch up on all your speakers before you come, and then come and join us in May. It is still free. It is still open to everybody, but it will be a packed house. So please come and join us in May. And we are looking for day of sponsors. So that day we add a little pizzazz to the place. holidays. We've got dessert and balloons and flowers and stuff like that. So if you are interested in being a one-time sponsor for our 7th anniversary, we would love to have you. So please come talk to us. You can talk to Andy and I or anybody on our leadership team with the tags, or you can also just reach out to us through our website. We would love to have you and participate. But please mark your calendars for May 9th to celebrate our 7th anniversary. We're so excited. All right, so being in a room full of business owners and entrepreneurs, I want to give you guys all an opportunity to do a quick drop-and-go commercial, okay? And when I say drop-and-go, we're talking like a sentence. So be thinking about what you're going to say, but then when we're done with the commercial, we do one big clap. So I'm going to show you what a drop-and-go commercial sounds like, and we're going to do the clap. And then we don't have David McGuffin with us today, but we do have David Murphy with us today. So it's basically the same thing, but he is going to walk around, get the mic passed around you, and then he's going to lovingly cut you off if you decide that you want to talk a little bit too long. He's just going to, smile at you and do this. But please just keep moving forward because we do have a room full of people, and we want to be able to get through it all. And then, of course, if you're a sponsor, you know to skip yourself, and you'll get to come up on stage and introduce. So here's how a drop-and-go commercial works, all right? My name is Elizabeth Griever. My company is Everson Cooper, and we are your as-is home buyer. Frank's ready over here. I like it. Let's try that again. My name is Elizabeth Griever. My company is Everson Cooper, and we are your as-is home buyer. Booyah. All right, let's go. I'm going to start passing this mic around.
Hey everyone, my name is Andy Griever. Together with my beautiful wife Elizabeth, we own Everson Cooper. Thank you all so much for being at Inspire Leaders.
Hello, my name is Ravi with a company called Crypto Gains. We teach people about cryptocurrencies and blockchain.
My name is Alane Roberts with Assisted Living Locators, helping you find the perfect place for your loved one to call home.
My name is Steve Santangelo, and Elizabeth is my daughter.
My name is Andrea Ross, and I work in the Woodlands Memory Care and Placement industry.
My name is Chelsea Skinner. I work for Sunflower Bank. I'm a universal banker, and I want to be your personal banker.
Howdy, DT with the Keller Williams, the DT team, residential real estate.
Kenneth Thompson with the DT team, residential realtor.
Lou Hayes from Sweden with Lagom Home. I help people clean and declutter their home and their mind with a Scandinavian touch.
Jamie Potts from Corporate Incentives. We elevate your brand.
I'm Adiba from Prison Entrepreneurship. I am in and out of prison by choice. We get all the prisoners re-entry back to the society.
My name is Jason Gold. I'm a full-time fireman by day, and then I started my own private school for kids K through 12, Apogee Tomball. We're here seeking sovereignty for families by disrupting education.
Hi, I'm Melody McKenzie. I work with Wagner Insurance, and we are your insurance company that provides all resources for any needs that you might have.
Hi, my name is Rachel Steffens, and I am in transition looking for a new job as a marketing or event coordinator or brand ambassador.
My name is Donise, and I'm with Kick Jobs, and we help people with jobs nationwide.
Hey y'all, my name is Shannon. I'm with Freedom Caregivers and Companions. We are in-home care for your loved ones.
I'm Hillary Bailey. I own Freedom Caregivers and Companions, and we take care of seniors in their homes.
Good morning, I'm Natalie Sykowski-Gertz, and I'm the founder of Business Banking Concierge, and I work with small to medium-sized business owners to advocate for them for banking, lending, merchant processing, and insurance.
Hi, I'm Mary Harrison. I'm with Signature Health Services Home Health. We send nurses and therapists into wherever they call home, covered at 100% under their Medicare and Medicare Advantage plans.
Hi, I'm Jan Kaiser. I'm a senior living locator. My company is When Seasons Change.
Hi, I'm Jessica Rushing with Premier Properties, the Rushing team, and be still and know we've got your back.
I'm Melanie Netzno with Unique Products. I'm here to highlight your best features.
I'm Di, Juice Plus, fruits and veggies in capsules.
I'm Kiki Koimarianos with Keller Williams The Woodlands. We turn your dreams into an address.
Hello, Mario Sanchez with Superior Renovation and Construction. We can assist with anything from the drawing blueprints, the permitting, and the construction.
Hi, I'm Lydia Besa. This is my first time right here, and I'm your bilingual realtor.
Hi, my name's Tara Brown. I'm with Redfin, a one-stop shop for all your home buying needs.
Gail Stolzenberg, Senior Estate Concierge, a resource group for seniors and their families.
Hi guys, Erin Palman Health Insurance, helping you through all life's health insurance changes.
Hi, I'm Anya Boge from AG Leather, the only leather goods store in the Woodlands.
Alex Garcia from AG Leather. We want to invite you to our leather, wine, and cheese nights. Please follow us on Instagram.
Sounds good. Kevin's name, Real Estate's the Game. I am the realtor in the fedora, and I have a ministry for homeless people. Sell them houses.
Hey, I'm Maya. I own a company called Right to Know. We help young women get better access to healthcare information, and we sell people liquid collagen to help them heal as well.
Frank Fuss Life Coaching. I take my clients from Eeyore to Thor, from good to great, and from frustration to celebration.
Hi, my name is Edwin with Breakfast Digital, and we help businesses save time and make more money with Power BI.
I'm Brenda, also with Breakfast Digital. We help local businesses respond instantly to their leads using the power of AI, day or night.
Hi, I'm Bob Jacinto. I'm the owner of Legacy Partners Insurance, a tax-free retirement, and we keep you prosperous through the storms of life. I'm a client of theirs. They're awesome.
Hi, everybody. I'm Preston. I have an 11-year-old company called Houston Emerging Entrepreneurs. I work with solopreneurs. I help them start a business from ground up and through the process of growing into a bigger company.
I'm Deborah Dozier with Sagebird Properties, short-term rentals in the Woodlands where memories are made.
Hi, I'm Sally Ben O'Shea, and I work for Empowered Title, and I help realtors get their listings closed.
Hi, I'm Diana Berwin. I'm in transition and looking for temporary part-time work, helping you with your marketing, admin, and process improvement.
Robert Bodwin, JLA Realty, got a new book out last December, and I'm your original Houston Rockets mascot.
Luke Bodwin, me and my brother have a discounted driveway power washing at clutchcitypowerwashing.com.
My name is C.D. Womack, and I also got out of jail this past weekend. I do a prison ministry, and my wife and I are real estate agents.
Hi, I am Jamila Houston, and I own Deeply Rooted Holistics and the V-Spot Yoni Steam Spa. I help women detox their bodies, balance their hormones, and release emotional blockages through yoni steaming and hypnosis.
Hi, my name is Rachel Drody. I own Harper Grayson Communications. We're digital marketing experts. I help clients master social media, work on their websites, and what pay per clicks.
Laurel from Liepta Time. We're the 4th largest newspaper in the U.S. and distributed in 35 countries and 22 languages. So if you want true news, you can read online and read paper. Thank you.
My name is Caleb. I'm just here looking for any opportunities here at Inspired Leaders.
Hi, I'm Leslie Pyle, and I am launching a website called HireThyNeighbor.com to help connect local service providers to their community for you to be able to find customers that know, like, and trust you.
Hello, I'm Uzo with Incizor Digital Solutions. We build innovative software with great design, and we can help your businesses.
Good afternoon. I'm Stanley Barnes with Virtual Q Technologies. We help small and medium-sized businesses with any technology needs they may have.
Hi, everybody. I am a starting point guard for the Houston Rockets, and then when I wake up, I'm a financial advisor helping business. helping businesses with or investment strategies that can help with their taxes.
Hi, I'm Laura. I'm from the Landing at Augusta Woods. We're a senior living community in Creekside, and we are hiring. We have independent living, assisted, and memory care.
Hello, everybody. I am Joey O'Neill. I own Alley Pest Control. I would love your help winning Best of the Woodlands this year for Woodlands Online, and we'll get them all with just a call.
Hey y'all, I'm Will McPhee with Watan Landscaping. I handle all your commercial landscape needs.
I'm coming.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Taylor. I'm with Blue Ox Moving and Storage, which means we move you from your current place to your next adventure. Blue Ox. Thank you.
All right.
Everybody give David a round of applause. All right. See, you just have to be named David to do that. You're good to go. All right. If you're a sponsor of Inspired Leaders, please come join me on stage. You guys, every single month, we are able to provide this beautiful event for you free of charge, open to everybody because of these wonderful sponsors of ours. They help us with this location, the videography, the photography, the social media, the food, all of the things that go into making Inspired Leaders what it is. We could not do without them. So we are so super grateful for. So sponsors, remember that you have a beautiful timer up here. You have 30 seconds. So please watch that clock and come into the light when you're giving your commercial so we can see your beautiful faces. And I will let you get started, Dawn.
Hi, everybody. Dawn Candy. I promote you. I am your strategic marketing consultant, and I specialize in promotional products and corporate apparel to help you get your brand out in front of the customers. I'm also the executive director for Hands of Justice. We have a crawfish boil competition coming up. If you're interested, you want to have a team, you just want to come eat, please come join us. Handsofjustice.org. You can find all that information. Dawn Candy. I promote you and Hands of Justice.
Good morning. I'm Randy Lovelace, Paragon Independent Insurance Agencies. We are an independent broker that deals mostly in personal lines, home and auto, and all the boats and motorcycles and things like that. The best referral for me right now, my niche, happens to be those households that have homes in the 1 million and above range. So if you happen to have someone that is inquiring about that, give them a call. This is Randy Lovelace, Paragon Independent Insurance, giving you peace of mind because we are covering your assets.
Good afternoon. I'm Jackie Candemire with Candemire Travel. Have some familiar faces in here, so I'm happy to see that. Candemire Travel has been in existence going on 44 years, 107 countries, and 7 continents later. I can say we walk the walk and talk the talk. You don't know you need a travel agent until you don't have one. So please, Candemire Travel.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Melanie Davis with Better Bookkeepers. We're your local bookkeeping firm. So if you hear the terms QuickBooks, QuickBooks Online, Xero, we're your people. We love doing the bookkeeping, and we help build a customized plan for our clients. So that's anything from entering transactions to help with invoicing, paying your bills, and we offer payroll solutions as well. If you need that help, give us a call. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joel Griffin with Griffin Realty Group. We do commercial, residential, and investing. We have an office in the Woodlands, and our main office is in Montgomery. We are hiring too. I know there's several agents on here, so if you would like to talk, we would love to talk to you. And then every month we do a wealth building workshop where we've helped turn people into investors that weren't investors in the past. Our Fedora friend actually came one time and enjoyed it. So love to have you come to that too. Griffin Realty Group.
What time is it, everyone? Shine time, that's right. Mike Mogel, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. We make it shine one office at a time. And now, steam cleaning. We do steam cleaning. So if you walk on carpet and you walk on tile, it probably needs to be clean. So that's what we do. We kill bacteria, germs, and virus, making it a healthier office and a healthier home. Now that's a steam clean sweep.
Hello, good morning. My name is Amy Rogers, and I'm the owner of iTrip North Houston, and I am a short-term property manager. So I take people's homes and second homes and put them on platforms like Airbnb and Vrbo, and then together with my team, we handle everything from renting it out to the cleaning, maintenance, guest inquiries, and everything to do with the house as well. For all the real estate professionals out there, I also offer free financial projections. So if you're interested in buying an investment home to be a short-term rental, I can help with that as well. Again, Amy Rogers with iTrip North Houston.
Good morning, Inspired Leaders. Great to see everybody. Thank y'all for joining us. My name is Lance Kelly. I'm with the Business Solutions Group. We're your one-stop for all of your individual and small group healthcare insurance needs, medical, dental, accident, disability, whatever the business needs to protect its greatest asset, its people, we're going to have a solution for you. Great referral for me is anyone for whom their medical benefits are not helping the bottom line. If it's not being a business partner, we'd love to have that conversation. Lance with the Business Solutions Group. If you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your sickness. Plan accordingly.
Hey everyone, my name is Nick Plunk with Plunk Productions. I'm a videographer, producer, and editor. I do all the video-related things. If your business is plumbing, you should not be thinking about lighting. You should not be thinking about frame rates or anything related to what looks good on a video. You should be focused on plumbing. I step in and I can help you get that on screen, either in a TV commercial, social media video, whatever it should be, so that you don't got to stress about the video stuff. You can just have high quality content on your social media, on TV commercials, whatever that may be, whatever you may need, even on your website as website banners. Those website banners at the top of your website should be you, not stock footage. Nick Plunk, Plunk Productions.
I'm Mike Navolio with the Clean Water Climb, and a question for you is, are you successful? And if you're successful, do you have a life of significance by touching other people's lives? One way to do that is to join the Clean Water Climb. You can go, you can give, you can get involved. So why not go and cross Kilimanjaro off your bucket list while you're bringing buckets of water, clean water, to the people of Africa? We can also give, and you can also be a community partner by getting your logo on our banner that goes to the top of Kilimanjaro, as well as on the back of all of our shirts and our website. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. I usually just ask for energy from people, so hello, everyone. Usually I have something funny to say, but today I'm more worried about my hair because I didn't do anything to it. I'm the photographer here. If you guys need anything photography, come to me. If the pictures are good, I took them. If not, he's the one holding the camera. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much to our amazing sponsors. Give them a big round of applause. These are some of the most wonderful people that I know, and I would encourage you to get to know them as well. Even if you can't do business with them, they will help you, support you, and love on you. They are some of the best in our community. So please get to know them. Thank them for today, and just really tap into their network and all the things that they know. So thank you guys all so much. So I am really excited to introduce to you Alane Roberts today. I met Alane years ago. I was thinking about it back when the Hub was still a coffee shop where La Cocina de Roberto is. Obviously, I love that location because we have their food. But I met Alane and was so moved by her and the story that she shared with me and everything that she does in the community. So I am beyond thrilled that she is here and just going to share her incredible story with you. So please help me welcome Alane Roberts.
He was such a cute baby. He slept all night at about 2 weeks. He could walk at 9 months, and he started reading words when he was 3. And you want to know what I thought? I thought, of course he did. He's my little boy. His name is Jordan Dale Roberts. He was a bright and witty and absolute delight as a little boy. Everything that a mom would want in a son, he was. He made straight A's in school. He was commended on his state testing, and on the weekends, our home was filled with his friends. He could read at college level when he was in the 6th grade. He had a fun, outgoing personality, and I thought, nothing but good things are ahead for this boy. I never, ever saw addiction coming for him. It was so far from my own experience. I was raised in a family where my parents loved each other and Jesus and me. And I was kind of a smart aleck girl growing up. So I knew my kids were probably going to give me a run for my money and be a little bit smart aleck, maybe a little rebellious. But I was going to mother them from this well of wisdom, and they were going to love me and appreciate my advice. That's what I thought. I had a lot to learn. The struggle began in high school, not long after Jordan lost his family again. His dad left our marriage when Jordan was 3, and Jordan remembers sitting on the curb watching his dad drive away with all of his belongings piled up in the back seat. After 18 months apart, we remarried. I don't know if I'm a slow learner or what, but into that union, 2 other beautiful little boys were born. Unfortunately, his dad left our family again when Jordan was almost 14 years old. The 4 of us that were left in the house were very bewildered and very brokenhearted, but the little boys really don't remember anymore, now in their 20s, a time when our family was intact. But Jordan remembered. At first, it was just acting out in school, and I have never been in any kind of trouble in school, and neither have any of my sisters. We loved school. We loved doing projects. We listened to our teachers. For the most part, we obeyed our parents. So when Jordan started acting up in school, I'm like horrified and embarrassed. And I would drop everything and run up to Tomball High School, and I would sit there and scold my son and tell him that he shouldn't be doing those kind of things. And I remember one time actually saying to the principal, because I was very full of pride in the beginning, I must say. I remember saying to him, "Tell Miss Street," the assistant principal, "tell her what's printed on our fridge at home. This little card is yellowed with age, but it's what I taught my boys. The test of a man is what he is when no one's looking." And for some reason, I felt it important to let this assistant principal know that I was doing my best to raise this kid to be a good kid. Now, I'm a person of faith, and I believe in grace. And I prayed a lot in those days that the Lord would just fix Jordan. I didn't pray for grace to be a drug addict's mom, because that was not on the list of things I wanted to do. I was a Sunday school teacher. I'd been on the drama team and sang in the choir and on the praise team. I directed the children's choir, for crying out loud. And children's choir directors, children don't do drugs. So you get on that, Jesus, please, and thank you. This card is still on my refrigerator right now, mostly as a testament to what I've learned walking on this broken road with my son. I should update it for myself, because a better card for me from what I learned is the test of a mom is how she loves when no one is listening. I've often said of Jordan, when I write about him, that it was an exquisite ache to love him. Soon, you could start to see him change. Sometimes he'd be gone all night long. I remember one time he called, it's probably 2 o'clock in the morning, screaming and yelling that his phone was about to die and somebody had left him behind a dumpster on Loretta Road. And then his phone died. So here I am in my pajamas, driving this ancient green beat-up Yukon up and down Loretta Road, screaming his name. So behind every grocery store and strip mall and weird little convenience store and silly little businesses with a dumpster out back, I'm driving around back there screaming for my son. I finally found him, and I brought him home, made him something to eat. I went back to sleep, only to wake up to find my son gone, as well as all the cash in my purse and his brother's Nintendo DS. It was one of the first of many nights just like it, where he would promise to change and repent and swear he was done, and we'd wake up with no Wii and no PlayStation, or maybe no laptop. There's so many stories. It seemed like every week there was a new one. Those were really some of the most bewildering days of my life. My dad, the worst word I ever heard him say was crap. And I thought surely the Lord was coming right then and there. We put Jordan into rehab just before he turned 18. It actually was the week of his 18th birthday. That Friday was going to be a family meeting, and he checked himself out on Thursday when he turned 18. We didn't see him for a little while. Some days I managed this with grace. Some days I was patient, and I was loving, and I was kind. And some days I screamed, and I slammed doors, and I said words that would horrify my saintly little mother. Because y'all know, there's sometimes you can't go, well, shoot, you're a poo-poo head, and this is an unfortunate situation. It doesn't really have the pop it needs. Many nights I sat in my closet, sobbing in a bath towel, so the younger ones couldn't hear. So many nights and so many struggles and so much money. He landed in jail a couple of times here locally, but his addiction and all that comes with it landed us in prison with a felony conviction. Talk about heartbreak. I was completely and utterly heartbroken and devastated that my beautiful son had lost his youth to prison. Still a lot of pride wrapping around my heart in those days. I'm a very social person, and I had a kid I wasn't talking about. One morning, I got up and I went onto Facebook and I typed this sentence: I have a son in prison. But I've learned that the most important part of that phrase is I have a son. The next day, I noticed in my messenger notifications that there seemed to be more than the usual amount of messages. So I started opening those messages and reading them. And people would say, my daughter is in prison. My son is on drugs. We don't know where my nephew is. Story after story of people that had a similar heartbreak as I was having. One of my friends told me that it really helped her to see me sharing, and it made her feel less alone. I've got some friends here, and not everybody shares the way I do, but it was very comforting and encouraging to a lot of people, and it was very cathartic for me. All the while, my heart was breaking, but it was softening. When I say it was an exquisite ache to love him, I mean I was brokenhearted and devastated for our family and for myself. But I was so hurting to watch my son struggle. He was supposed to be in college. He was supposed to be having these carefree days. Instead, he spent them behind bars, on and off drugs, yes, in prison. Sometimes he would tell me that he only wanted to see his dad. I just need some dad time. I learned that that was code for, I've been beat up and I don't want you to see me like this. While he was incarcerated, his nose was broken 3 times. He lost 7 teeth in different scrapes. If you're in prison in Texas, in case you want to know, you get moved around for all kinds of reasons. And when you go to a new block, you have to fight the 2 biggest guys on that block. They call it a heart check. They're going to fall in your cell without any notice and beat you up for however long to see what you're made of. It's kind of like a rite of sick passage. So he would never know when it was coming, and I would hear of it later. One time he told me that he had this big scar on his back, and he told me it was a spider bite. And I learned years later that it was a stab wound. One night, probably the hardest night that I lived up until then, was the night that Jordan had called his dad to say goodbye. Bless his heart, he inherited his mom's sassy mouth, and he had gotten on the wrong side of a gang lord in prison, and word on the block is that they were coming for him. I kicked and screamed in my bed that night until I thought I'd be sick. I thought, this must be what it's like to have a stroke, because I feel like my head is about to pop off. They didn't kill him, but he wouldn't let me see him. for almost 2 months, and the bruises lasted a long time. Oh, by the way, he fell down in the rec yard, because it's very true what they say about snitches and stitches. Sometimes we would have a day like that or an incident like that, and I would wonder, how did we get from little bunnies on the nursery border and putting masking tape on his shoes to teach him left from right? How did we get from that to this? What I thought was the worst part of the story was over on December the 10th, 2021, when he was released. We killed the fatted calf. We actually spent hundreds of dollars on tomahawk steaks and had this big dinner because the prodigal son was home. He had a job working for a nursery. He was seeing the psychologist and getting medication for what we found out was bipolar disorder. But a few weeks later, I could sense that something was not right. It was the day after Valentine's Day that I realized he was really off the wagon. And just a few weeks later, I found out that the night he got home from prison, a cousin had bought cocaine for Jordan to celebrate. I have never wanted to strangle somebody so much in my life. The next 19 months that Jordan was here were probably more disappointing and frustrating than the 14 years before. I thought that prison would be a big enough lesson, but addiction is a very evil taskmaster, and Jordan struggled with everything that he had missed while he was gone, how much the world had changed, how he felt like he didn't fit in anywhere, and the realization of all of that was really more than he could manage. In June of 22, we had finally convinced him to go to detox, and we were sitting in the lobby of a detox facility, and Jordan had been without whatever drug he was on at the time for a number of hours, so we knew we had a limited time before he would need something. I think they forgot us in the lobby because we waited and waited and waited, and suddenly I saw him start to twitch, and the next thing you know, he's writhing and convulsing on the floor. I was horrified. Suddenly, people are everywhere. The detox facility can't treat medical conditions, so they called an ambulance. Soon after they got him in the ambulance, they gave him some sort of an injection similar to the drug that he was withdrawing from, relaxed his body. We took him home. Well, we spent most of the night in the ER. Took him home and took him back to rehab the next day, to detox. After 10 days in rehab, detox, Jordan went to stay in Fort Worth with a sober friend while we waited for a bed in a treatment facility to open. About 5 or 6 days later, he called me. He was driving in his truck. He was screaming. He was mad, and he was high. He and this friend had a falling out, and he's driving some road in Fort Worth. He didn't really even know where. And I said, "You're in no position to drive. Pull over right now. Pull over." He kept screaming, and suddenly I heard this horrible, horrible crash, and nothing. And nothing. And nothing. Finally, this really, really loud cuss word. And it was the most beautiful word I've ever heard in my whole life. He had veered into oncoming traffic on a curve and hit a dump truck head on. The only thing that saved his life that day was that after he rolled several times, the cab was actually in a ditch. Otherwise, that would have been the day I lost my son. We thought that would be the wake-up call, and it was for a little bit. But he had broken all the bones in his right leg as well as his neck, and that's very painful, and pain medication, and more pain medication, and here we go again. The next year was a blur of more of the same, more addiction, more rehab, more deception, more fresh starts, more money, a methadone clinic, getting kicked out of the methadone clinic, until finally, August the 3rd, 2023. He didn't call me or text me that day, and I hadn't really noticed until early afternoon. And the young lady that he was with, they were actually in Louisiana. She called me and told me they'd gotten in a fight earlier that morning, and he had left, and she couldn't reach him. And I really didn't care because I didn't like her. So if he wasn't calling her, I was good with that. They had a very volatile relationship, and he had gone somewhere. And I thought, well, he'll do what he always does, and he'll show up somewhere. About 8:30 at night, I was actually in bed. My boyfriend was in Canada, and I was on Pinterest looking at pretty things. The phone rang, and his dad said that Jordan had been found unresponsive, that he was in a Louisiana hospital in ICU and not doing well. I rushed over to his house. My 2 younger boys are now in their 20s, and they live with their dad. They were packing because they were supposed to leave for a family reunion the very next day in Idaho. The doctor called and said that he had a profound anoxic brain injury and was essentially brain dead. They were very kind to us, very caring, and said that they would keep him breathing until we could get there and say our goodbyes. I have 3 sisters, and I tried to call all 3 of them, and nobody, for some reason, answered the phone. I called over and over, and finally I typed in all caps, "Where is everybody? Jordan is brain dead," with 1,500 exclamation points behind it. And just seeing that in print was such a shock to me. I drove home back to an empty house, and I didn't even cry. I just walked around saying, "Oh God, oh God." My sister came to be with me, and I was trying to pack a few things, and another doctor called and said that Jordan's heart had failed, and they'd resuscitated him, but he was explaining to me that his organs were shutting down, and if they had to resuscitate him again, if his heart failed again, they would not resuscitate. So he's talking to me, and someone else comes in the room and says something to the doctor. He pauses, and he says to me, "I'm so sorry, Miss Roberts, he's gone." And I didn't cry or scream. I said to my sister, "Call his dad and tell him he passed away." And then I started to write down all the things I was supposed to do that they were telling me I needed to do. We had come so close to losing him so many times, it didn't really even hit me that we had. I didn't even react in that moment. Has anybody ever slapped you in the face? It feels like that, only your whole body. It's just like this shock to your whole system. So I rushed back over to where my boys and their dad were, and of course we all cried. But it really didn't hit me until I headed back home. And I didn't even go in the closet or get a bath towel. I just cried wherever I was. As you can imagine, the next few days are just unspeakably horrible. The worst thing was seeing his name on a death certificate. Before you have your baby, especially the first one, you think about their name and how it sounds like and what the initials look like, and is it a good name for a little boy and a grown man? And you write it on the birth announcements, and you put it on their birthday cake. It's on the certificates that they win when they read the most books in the 2nd grade. Up until this day, the hardest day to see my son's name was the first time I went to see him in Harris County Jail and see Jordan Dale Roberts with a big number beside it, because I had to write that down to be able to see my son. That was nothing compared to seeing his name under the blue curlicue of the coroner's office out of the state of Louisiana. Jordan Dale Roberts. So while we're sitting there going through these things, his dad gets a phone call, and it's this detox place in Mississippi wanting to know if Jordan is coming. He had planned on his own to go to detox. One last party, one last hurrah, like eating a whole pizza before you go on a diet. I don't know what he thought he had, but it wasn't anything good. But what he didn't know is what he had, and he had fentanyl. It was kind of like moving in a fog, like when you're in the shower and the whole bathroom is full of steam and you can't see yourself in the mirror. So you wipe it away and you can see yourself for a minute and it closes back in. You can see yourself, but you can't see the edges. You can tell it's you, sorta, but you don't really know what to do with yourself. Partly you, and partly somebody that you don't recognize. For me, all this hoping, all this praying, all this screaming, all this sobbing, and he's just gone. It was like running down a concrete hallway and slamming your face at the end. After a couple of days of just absolute despair, I was sitting outside by the pool, and I thought to myself, I have to get a hold of this. It feels like there's a big hole right over there, and all you really want to do is just crawl in it and not come out. It's the place where you lose yourself. And I vowed that I would not let addiction take me too. I told myself, this is too much for me, but I'll adjust. I read everything I could on healing. Somebody sent me little gemstones, and I put them under my pillow and in my pocket. They were supposed to help with healing. And I'd never done this before, but I put them out on the patio under a full moon to recharge their energy. It helped. At first, I tried to eat clean. The first day, somebody brought this huge tray of sandwiches from Jason's Deli, and I picked off all the bread and only ate the turkey. One day. Pizza, wine, whatever. But I really did try to take care of myself. I let myself rest when it was too much. I learned to get a hold of myself when the grief would sweep in like a tsunami. You know the kind of crying where you start sobbing, and then your shoulders get involved, and the next thing you know, you're just folded in the corner like your legs forgot what to do. It hits you at the weirdest times, like when my niece got married. She wanted a picture of Jordan on the remembrance table. Beautiful picture of my son. The back came off. I said, no worries, I'll bring my glue gun, fix the frame, no big deal. Beautiful wedding. But when I folded it up while we were helping clean up and put it in a box, I realized he would never stand at the front of the church with love in his eyes, waiting for a bride. And it just hit me. There's people all around, they're dancing, and I'm over in the corner trying to get a hold of myself. Sometimes you just have to have that moment. It rushes in like the biggest wave on the beach that knocks you down. There's nothing you can do about that. You're going in. You're going to cry. It surges without a way to stop it. After a while, you try to take a breath. If you can't, you're not done yet. Just let yourself cry some more. After a while, you can grab that little breath, and it holds. And you're like, oh, thank you, God. And relief just washes over you. And after a minute, here comes the clarity. And pretty soon, you just wipe your nose, put the frame in a box, and you go on. I don't know if you've had your hardest day yet, but it's coming. It's just the way of the human experience. Life's hard. There's one thing I want you to take from this, and it's something that I learned, is you can borrow from healing that's coming. You may not feel it right now, but you can trust and believe that with all your heart that ache will pass in time. And you cling to that belief, and it helps a little. It's not that time heals all wounds, but it makes a big space between you and the worst day ever and gives more space to joy to fill in the space between. I know I'll be okay, and I'm going to cling to the hope of that. It gave me so much comfort. If you cut your arm, you don't dig around in it. You don't pour sand in it. You go get it cleaned. You get stitches. You put lotion on it. You love it. You baby it. You're so glad when you get the stitches out, and when you see that new pink skin, you just are so glad. I'm so glad for every little step I make. I'm good. They're big shoes. I've kind of stumbled along these last 589 days, kind of lurching between despair and disbelief, profound grief and gratitude. I manage now just like I manage the whole thing, sometimes with grace, sometimes with a potty mouth. He's home with me now. He made me a little jewelry box when he was in high school, and my portion of his ashes fit perfectly inside. When I first got this little box, I was so mad at him. And I would see it and I'm like, you know what? You're just a little shit, and slam the door. And then I'd feel bad and I'd open the door and say, are you okay in here? I'm sorry, honey. Pat on the box. Go on. But more often than not, I strive to be grateful. It comforts me to know that he's at peace and no longer struggles. And I'm grateful for the 30 years, 3 months, and 13 days that he was with me. Okay, everybody take a deep breath. Let it out slow. This is heavy. This is hard, right? This is a heavy, hard story, but I don't want you to take heaviness away with you today. My broken road has been hard and filled with hurt, but it's also one of hope and healing. People sometimes have said to me, "Oh, you poor thing." Don't ever say that to me, because I assure you I am no such thing. Jordan's experience made me a better person. It was bewildering and hard, but pain isn't the only thing that came with that. Sometimes I didn't know how much heartache I could bear, but along with that ache came awareness. There's some lessons in life that only pain can teach. So much judgment and posturing and arrogance was cleansed from my heart. You don't know what you don't know, but there's something about being on your face when your heart is broken that has a way of showing you the deep recesses of your heart. And nothing would have claimed and cleansed those places from me had it not been for this broken road. Every time I share about Jordan, it touches somebody new and it heals another part of me. It's a purpose that has come out of that pain. I guess I'm still in the yellow and purple part of a bruise that's on my heart. I haven't fully steadied my legs under the weight of my son's death. But what I do is celebrate what I know to be true, the fierce love that we had for each other. Even in the worst of times, our relationship was not broken. It was very strained, but not broken. I had slammed a door in anger on Monday, never dreaming that on Thursday he'd be gone. I'm so glad that we talked on August the 2nd. He said, "I love you, Mom," and it's the last thing he ever said to me. Everything I know about love has been confirmed in my grief, that love is the most important part of difficult relationships. Love makes us better humans. It makes us more understanding, more forgiving, less petty. The love's what you remember when you look back. Love makes what is good about us better and what's not so good about us less important. Early in my struggle with my son, I wrote this poem about love. I didn't know what it would mean to me now. We actually printed this poem in the folder at the service at his celebration of life. It's called "If Love." If love could save, then there would be no ache, no pain, no agony, no horrid, senseless, sad disease, no helpless, deepling misery, no dreadful demons, no relapse, no bad choices, no collapse, no wrenching loss, no funeral spray, no grave to dig, no taps to play. Love's not just a rhyme or a candy kiss. No, love was made for more than this. For love abides in deepest pain. It stands and weeps and stands again. Love strengthens when the darkness looms, when screams peal through black, empty rooms. Love soldiers on when hope has failed. Love clings tight when hell prevailed. It waits and wears a sturdy sheath while terror growls and lurks beneath. Love builds a bridge and looks ahead in spite of deepening fear and dread. Love really is the only thing that breaks and yet keeps strengthening. Of love, this is the mystery, that it abides and reaches me. Thank you.
I really admire you, and I appreciate your bravery and using your story to impact people. So thank you. Thank you very much. Okay.
Join us next month for Inspired Leaders on April 11th. We are always here on the second Friday of every single month from 11:30 to 1. Just put that repeating on your calendar and you will be good to go. You can scan that QR code. It'll take you straight to our Facebook page. You can click that you're going and you are done to RSVP. So please come back, join us next month, bring a friend, and hear a beautiful story from Nelda Blair. We are so excited to have her. So thank you guys all for spending this day with us. Please go tell Alane what a kick-ass job she did and how amazing she is, because that is so true, and I'm just really grateful for all of you. So thank you, and have a beautiful weekend.